Starfighters, welcome to Mad Science Films. I'm Jimmy D, filmmaker and sexual astronaut. And as ever, I'm joined by my chonky co-host.
Chunky.
Chonky.
Yeah. All right. James Morrissey, one half of the Mad Science Films team. Guys, if you do like this video, then please hit the like button. If you've been enjoying the Mad Science content and want to subscribe to our YouTube channel and come follow us on Facebook. Any comments, leave this in the comment section down below. Let's crack up with the show.
Jim, I'm sorry if I body shamed you.
I'm doing this though. Must be a fucking forehead.
Carrying a bit of holiday weight. Anyway, guys, also, please check out our fourth feature film for free over on YouTube. Just search for Little Monster or click on the link in the show notes below. This week, we're campaigning for a forgotten piece of Mars. It's been a while. We're campaigning for a forgotten masterpiece of genre cinema to be given the exquisite Blu Ray treatment. And again, although we still do have some viewer recommendations, which we will get around to, I promise. I wanted to go, and so I chose Italian movie Distant Lights, directed by, bear with me, and I apologize in advance, Aurelio Chiesa. That's better. That sounds better. Yeah. Aurelio Chiesa from 1987. Right, Jim, are you ready to be synopsisized?
Let's do it.
Alien spirits from outer space. Spoilers. Alien spirits from outer space land on Earth and take over the bodies of the recently deceased, but their purpose isn't what it would appear to be. Again, yeah, spoilers, so a bit annoyed, and I'm glad I didn't actually read that before I watched it.
Yeah.
And also, what I would say is I've watched this film 4 times now, and I'm not quite sure what their ultimate purpose is supposed to be. So maybe we can go through that when we're chatting about it. But yeah, Jim, is this a first time watch or is this regular viewing?
I've seen it many a time though. This is a first time watch for me. I'm a fan of Italian cinema. Often horror, not really sci-fi. I like the pacing. I like the mystery. I kind of like, you know what I mean? Ooh, what's going on here? Like, and they get right into it. I like films that just get just get right into it. I really enjoyed Thomas Milian playing the dad of Bernardo Bernardi.
Bernardi.
I thought he was really good. I think quite believable as the dad, going through grief himself, his son seeing his dead mother. That frustration, that anxiety, you know, I think he did a really good job, pulled it off.
Really, really impressed with like him, grieving and then thinking he's losing his mind and stuff like that. I was like,
yeah. So I enjoyed that little roller coaster ride of what's going on and all the rest of it. I also like the fact that they didn't keep it, right to the end to reveal. It wasn't like that. They kind of went into it, and then it felt like it felt like it could have been either a psychological horror or it could have been a supernatural horror.
Yeah.
The fact that it went sci-fi was a bit like, whoa.
Yeah.
The one thing I would say about it is the sci-fi aspect of this film is very weak, though. Like, they could have easily have decided, we'll just make it about ghosts that actually return to life rather than alien life forces that come to Earth. And I think the only real visual nod towards science fiction was this laser beam,
the blue laser show, and the
yeah, which is quite cool. But that was it. Do you know what I mean? So, but I liked it. It wasn't like mind blowing. It wasn't like hard hitting, but it was just a really cool story. I mean, yeah, all right, from a very human aspect, some unbelievable choices from Bernardo. Like, his wife dies a few days later. His son's like clearly having difficult times with it, but then he befriends he kind of starts having a thing for his son's teacher, who helps him then find out what's going on with his son. Then she dies, spoiler. Then she gets possessed by an alien who he then sleeps with and has a baby with. So it was a bit of a it was a bit of a like, well, all right, I got to take a little bit on the
that's the bit which for me doesn't quite hold up, and there's quite a few issues with that. So in his defense, when he porked her, he didn't know she was a dead or an alien.
He was raped by a light alien.
So, yes, I mean, perhaps she should have fully come out to him, for consent and everything like that. So I'll give it that. But yes, the timing is like, wow, okay, there you go.
Yeah.
But to be fair, she was a very attractive lady, and she did just so clearly she was consenting. But that also leads to a bigger problem I've got with this film, and it's a problem which, like, it seems to be like a very 80s movie problem. And I can't remember. There's a better phrase for it, but I'm just going to call it the sexy baby syndrome.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Sexy baby syndrome is common in sci-fi movies of the 80s, where, a man falls in love with a very childlike, innocent woman, and she does everything wrong, and he's got to teach her how to be human, right? So you think of your Splash from, the Tom Hanks, Sarah Hannah, she's very sexy, but she's childlike. My Stepmother is an Alien, Dan Aykroyd and Kim Basinger, sexy baby. And again, the character's defense in this is when they start porking them, they don't realize that they are made or whatever. But they are they are so simple. What do they think they are porking? Are they porking somebody with learning difficulties? Which, okay, fine, I guess. But it's a very 80s sci-fi trope. I'm trying to think.
I think it's just but men will fuck anything.
What?
It's just like men will fuck anything. Half a fish, half a torch, so whatever the.
It's what is the appeal of fucking a baby, guys? I mean, I gotta think this is a Serbian movie territory, but it's weird, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. The female actress is incredibly hot. And, she is when she is presenting herself to him. So, okay. But, and right after they've done it, there's a conversation where, she is very innocently childlike saying, well, that was clearly my first time. And he's like, that can't have been your first time. And then everything she says afterwards, clearly, yes, he has taken her alien virginity. And, and then later on, he teaches her how to be a good housewife with like the hanging up, the doing the laundry and all that shit. And I'm like, all right, again, really, this is where we're going in the film. So, having said all of that, I really dig this film. I really like this film. This was a complete random watch. This was one of the YouTube channels I subscribed to. Just kind of had it on there. It had it in its Italian name, which, as we know, I can't speak Italian. So whatever the Italian name is, I'll throw it up here. And I was just like, oh, that's an interesting looking poster. This channel usually puts on good stuff. So I watched it, complete blind watch. So I didn't know the synopsis. And then I sent it over to Jim and said, we've got to do this. And I think when you and I met up just before Christmas, we spoke about it. And I said, do yourself a favor, go in as blind as you can. Because I didn't want the revelation about the spoiler of, what was happening and the ultimate thing. I didn't want that spoiled for you. So were you able to kind of go in pretty blind to it all?
Oh yeah. Like I said, it started off, and I'm just like, you see Argento attached, and you're like, ooh, this is going to be like a spooky kind of horror kind of thing, then, is it? But it's totally blind to it. Yeah,
because the director's pretty much only directed one other film, and it looks like, based on the poster art alone, it looks like a Italian comedy, maybe like a sex comedy. I'm not sure. From the 80s as well. Yeah, as you say, Claudio Argento is the producer, younger brother of Dario. And mostly, for the most part, he's produced Dario's stuff. He's done one or two other films. So I'd love to know the background behind this. You made a really good point, which links back to going in spoiler free. So guys, obviously I said at the beginning, spoilers or whatever. But there's this great tension, especially because I think it's like the first 45 minutes, it's not clear what is bringing the dead back to life. So it feels very supernatural, and obviously the locations, you've got these great underground catacombs which they're filming in. very gothic looking,
Yeah,
So
definitely. Yeah.
I'm thinking, oh, the dead are coming back to life, but they don't seem to be like evil zombies. So what?
Good morning.
Yes,
Good morning.
they're very childlike. So yeah, and there's a bit of menace linked to that. It's like, oh, well, what's this all about? And it's great how it releases it and it staggers that information. As you say, it doesn't release it right at the end, what the final
Yeah.
is, and it
I
doesn't.
say it was a nice pacing to it, wasn't it? It didn't leave you hanging for too long. It didn't, it was a nice pace, and yeah.
One thing I'll defend, you were talking about the sci-fi elements pretty much just being, blue lasers and smoke machine. I really liked how low key it was, and that's not often something you get with Italian sci-fi. Going back to like the Luigi Cozzi films, like Contamination, where it's like Alien amped up to 10, exploding eggs everywhere and goo and gore and everything. I really dug how low key this was, and it's got a really haunting score.
Yeah, good score.
It's beautiful. It's mostly just like a simple piano riff which is going through it, and I was like, wow, beautiful, low-key special effects, which was enough for me. I mean, a line of dialogue is their physical forms died a long time ago, they come from a long far away, so they travel via light, they are just light. So that worked for me, man. It's a great visual. And the other element to it which I really dig is, as you said, man, the Thomas performance. So Thomas Millian is like mostly famous like in the late 60s, 70s for basically being like tough cop. So he's kind of like the Italian Dirty Harry, right? He did a run of those films. So going in, I saw Thomas Millian's name and I was like, oh, okay. The fact that he's able to play this grieving father so well was brilliant, man. I mean, can you imagine Clint Eastwood in the 80s being to give such a brilliant performance? I totally bought that element to it. Some of the and don't get me wrong, because I wouldn't know how to play it, but some of the bits where he was kind of incredulous to the alien struck me as maybe unintentionally funny. But again, that could have been the direction, that could be the editing, or hell, how would an actor play something that odd? But the grieving father stuff, as you said, the frustration of dealing with his young son who's saying, my mum's back from the dead, and him going, okay, you're old enough now not to say that, don't say that in front of your granny, she's getting upset, that stuff. Absolutely brilliant. So I thought that was an amazing performance. So it's those three elements for me gave it a very different vibe from like other Italian genre films. And that was like kind of why I kind of came to you and went, dude, I've just seen this. Watch this. Yeah.
No, it's good stuff.
Awesome. So, Jimothy, who do you think is going to be best placed to put this bad boy out?
I've gone for 88 films. They have a good catalog of Italian films. More of a sci-fi, more sci-fi than horror, but I think it would fit in there. What have I got? Synapse Films. A lot of Italian, a lot of Argento films on the Synapse Films library. So Synapse Films, and I got for Shelf Factory as well. Which is they got a few sci-fis from the 80s in there, and one of them is my recommendations as well. So there we go.
Yeah, good call, man. Good call. I've gone with Arrow, and that's simply because I really want them to do a deep dive documentary all about this director, how this film came to be, working with Claudio Argento. Traditionally, they've got some great Dario Argento box sets. They've released some amazing films.
Did they do the Demons double? I've got it. Yeah. I bought that. Really good. Yeah,
exactly. So I just think they are best placed. They probably got the contacts already. And I would love to see this film cleaned up and given a really decent release. So that's mine. Okay, Jim, you've watched Distant Lights. What are you going to follow this film up with?
Life Force. Invading alien dead zombie things. All that kind of goodness. Set in Britain, I think. British, but American lead.
The double buses and the bobbies with the
all of that good stuff. And that was quite a cool film. So check that out if you like your alien zombie kind of shit. I've got for Starman.
Nice.
Just that aspect of alien invading a loved one and that kind of awkward. This is it looks like my loved one, but it's not kind of thing. So yeah, Starman. It's a really good film. Go watch that anyway. Cemetery Man with Rupert Everett. You ever seen that one?
Yeah, that's my recommendation as well.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. So comedic. So guy runs a cemetery, and the dead are coming back, and he's trying to like maintain the madness of that. And
there's a similar vibe as well, isn't there?
Yeah. So yeah, definitely a fun one to go and watch. And another one, I had to look it up because I forgot all about it. It's called The Night Shifter. You ever seen that?
No.
It's a Brazilian, really dark horror film. A guy works in like a mortuary, and the dead start not sitting up, but they open their eyes and they speak to this guy, and they tell him all types of things, and it kind of drives him a bit loopy. But a very bleak film. So yeah, The Night Shifter, 2008. So yeah, check that one out as well.
Nice.
Yeah,
good, man. Good call. I'm gonna check that out. Night Shifter. Okay. So yeah, I went with Cemetery Man. Yeah, again, it just felt like a slightly different vibe from other Italian genre for films from that time. So I thought, yeah, that would work. I also went with a pick you had a while ago for the show, Specters. Again, it's a later. This one's more of a horror one, but again, catacombs, all this kind of stuff. I thought it was a really good call. Again, an alien falling in love with a dude kind of element. What I didn't realize is this is one I watched on video so much as a kid. It was actually a TV movie called Starcrossed with James Spader. So if you can, check down Starcrossed. And then also, if you, for some reason, are into sexy babies, sort yourself out, watch Serbian movie, and realize how wrong sexy babies are.
Yeah, that still makes you feel sick, that film. So I think you told me to watch it as well. I blame you for that.
I cure everybody of sexy baby syndrome. So yeah.
Hey, what about Earth Girls Are Easy? That's a good one to watch.
That's good, and that's gender flipped.
Exactly. Yeah. So watch that. That's a really good funny one.
Do you know what? That's a good point though, because obviously, previously we did Slipstream, and Bob Peck, could be a sexy boy baby. Boy baby literally starts as a baby and then becomes sexy boy baby. So there you go. It's it's wrong for not just men will fuck anything, although to be fair, like in the other ones they're more mothering, although Cameron does fuck Jeff Bridges, but who would not fuck?
No, I mean, it's Jeff Bridges. My God. Maybe not Bo, but definitely Jeff.
Yeah, I'd marry.
Who's hotter? Bo or Jeff?
Wait, does that Paul Lloyd?
It's got a poll going.
I don't
know. I don't know where we're going on.
I don't know. I feel
we've lost the plot.
Let's wrap this show up, Jim.
Let's go. Okay, great.
Guys, have you seen Distant Lights? Have you fucked a baby? And also,
no.
Keep that between yourself. Go seek help.
Fucking hell.
All right, Jim, you do the last bit. I'm just gonna sit here.
Okay, so if you do like this fucking madness, then please hit the like button. If you've enjoyed the Mad Science content and want to subscribe to our channel and come follow us on Facebook. Any comments? Keep it legal. Leave this in the comment section down below. Thank you and goodbye.
Go away.